What's going on, guys, and welcome to another Tasty Bit on Tasty Gaming. In case you don't know, Tasty Bits are where we have a quick thought and we want to talk about it real quick. We try not to go over like 10-15 minutes, but I was inspired by Watchdogs 2. Watchdogs 2 is coming out, and there has been a lot of talk about it, but finally we get a trailer seeing the game. And I actually bought Watchdogs when it came out originally, $60. And I felt really underwhelmed by it, almost to the point of being kind of disappointed in the game. I played it, and all the things they promised were pretty much there, aside from the whole graphic issue they had, where it was like, this doesn't look like the game that we were promised, which it didn't. It looked like shit compared to the original version. But playing the game, there's a lot of things I was hoping for. So, like, the hacking aspect of the game. They talked a lot about hacking in the game, and there's about 5 different things you could do in certain ways, and it's very restrictive. The gameplay involved a lot of chasing after dudes, tackling them. Aiden Pierce, I believe his name is, was kind of a dull character, and the storyline was kind of meh. Had a lot of promise, but just did not meet what people wanted. I feel like I'm talking for most people because a lot of people were upset with the game. I think it was an okay game. I'd give it like a 5 or 6 out of 10 if I rated games, but I wanted more. So anyway, the Watch Dogs 2 trailer dropped, and I went into it going, oh god, here we go, like another game like I'm disappointed with, I'm not going to buy it, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I started watching it, and I went, fuck. And Josh was like, what's up? You think about actually wanting them? Like, a little bit. So the biggest thing I want to talk about here is Watch Dogs as a brand redeemable? Because the last game was disappointing for most people, including myself, and the new trailer looks good, in my opinion. And we're actually going to watch it. We're going to see what you think of it. We're going to see. I've already watched it. I'm going to watch it again. We're going to discuss it. But before we get into that, I know you didn't play Watch Dogs,
right?
But what is your overall opinion on it based off of what you saw?
I mean, so initially when they were showing off the game, I remember very much so thinking that the main character was kind of generic looking.
Mm-hmm.
But I was kind of forgiving of that because I thought a lot of the stuff you could do in the game, at least in the way it was advertised, looked cool. Being able to go up to ATMs and get money out of them, make road spikes come out of the ground, change stoplights, shit like that.
Even though you're the hero and you're stopping all these people for doing bad things, then you're sitting there hacking ATMs.
Right. And it looked like a neat concept. The reviews dropped, and even personal reviews from people I know, including like you and Josh and whatnot.
Yeah.
Everybody said that the game was okay, and that was pretty much like the standard I heard. This game is okay.
It's a very okay game,
and like it's a good like foundation, but hopefully they do more later. And that's all I ever heard. So it wasn't enough for me to buy it, especially because I'm kind of resistant against what am I looking for? Sandbox games, because I tend to I need direction when I play games. So
structure.
Yeah. Which games like to use a good example, I guess Skyrim did really well about making me want to actually go
very streamlined. Yeah. One of the positive things I can say about the original Watch Dogs, though, is even though the hacking lacked, the car chase sequences were actually really fun. I liked the idea of and in practice chasing after people and hacking stoplights and the fucking what are they called?
Road stops.
Road stops. Yeah. To stop cars. Like, that was a really cool thing that I had not seen in a game, but I wanted more of that, especially when you're playing the game and you're hacking through all these terminals and shit to get through places. I feel like there could have been more. And this game, actually, as we watch the video soon, promises a lot of hacking, a lot of cool shit you can do with it, and it essentially feels like what Watch Dogs should have been.
Yeah.
So, in essence, the question is the brand of Watch Dogs redeemable after the first game disappointing so much? I'm going to think and say that it might be.
So
I think they might be making the game that they meant to make the first time. I think they're actually... One thing I want you to notice in the trailer is the animations. And originally in the first one, you could traverse terrain pretty well. But now they've added parkour. And the mocap is fucking really good.
So a little note I'm going to put in there is your question to answer that even before watching this. I think that based off one game, a second game is generally still redeemable. Because at that point, it's kind of like here we made a product, we've learned, we're going to advance.
Well, it's a new IP too.
I mean, even Uncharted, look at Uncharted, right?
Yeah.
The first game, like, it's fun, but like it's missing all that depth. That
the Tomb Raider ripoff that's trying to be Indiana Jones.
Sure. That series, for most people, arguably the second title is the best one. So redeemable.
Oh, absolutely. 2 and 4.
I think absolutely redeemable, but they have to do it because if they don't, this isn't baseball. It's not 3 strikes you're out. Like in video games, like you kind of only get 2 chances usually. Same in the movie world. I mean, it's a very similar thing. You get an okay one, people usually give you a pass. You get 2 okay ones, people forget about you. So I think that's what we're gonna see here.
This is where they need to shine.
Yeah.
For sure.
This has got to be it. So
yeah. By the way, also we're a little buzzed. We've been drinking mint julep. They're really tasty. If you want to know how to make them, it is water, sugar, mint, and bourbon.
Bourbon specifically.
Bourbon, and make sure to get good bourbon. But they're pretty good.
Yeah.
So without further ado, let's jump into this. So the beginning of this 9-minute segment is going to be the cinematic trailer, which is CGI, and then we're actually going to the developer talk and the gameplay. This is also based in San Francisco, which I think is really interesting.
I read that actually.
Yeah, it actually looks really fucking good.
The last one was New York, wasn't it? Or Manhattan or some shit.
Something like that. Yeah. The thing I like about this too is it embraces the culture and the city looks really fucking good.
I'll say I like them embracing essentially culture right now. That's really neat.
Ubisoft's always been really big on culture. All their games, every time I ever hear about it, aside from the Tom Clancy games.
Look at fucking Assassin's Creed.
Yeah. No, oh my god, no. Assassin's Creed nails like the visual style of the times and the culture. Which, you know, with their modern games, they get kind of dorky, but they do a pretty good job. I'd like to see that attention, though, that Assassin's Creed gets put into other games.
One thing I'll also say, watching this, it always reminds me, like, Ubisoft is actually very good at making trailers for the games. They are. It's funny, too, because you see the cinematic in a lot of games, and they've gotten a lot better at it over...
Ubisoft used to be horrible at
used to be shitty at making
CGI,
cinematics.
Their CGI used to be horrible, and nowadays it's a lot better. But yeah, a lot of this is just kind of showing that DedSec is essentially a group that you're part of, very much like the first one, and they're going after the whole, like, and you'll see in the video where they talk about it, but they're going after the whole, like, nowadays, like, anonymous hacker type thing.
Watchdogs 2, we wanted to have a different vibe.
So our San Francisco keeps all, there's a different feel, different vibe, a different look to all of the areas of the world.
We wanted to kind of represent all these different areas and the different collections of people.
I gotta say, Ubisoft, out of like all the AAA developers out there, is a lot better at capturing real areas than other developers.
Oh no, absolutely.
Crazy.
Assassin's Creed. Fuck, what's the one we both bought?
Paris, France.
Unity,
yeah.
That was such a cool fucking experience for me as someone who's a history buff, because it is the closest thing in a virtual world that I can experience Paris at that time. It was amazing.
It is really interesting with Ubisoft kind of going after that. I hate to word it this way, but that Grand Theft Auto market, that sandbox.
Oh yeah.
It's a world
experience that you
has
really
a lot
like. You get it in a few
if
games,
you're
but
a
you
hacker,
really
you
only
go
get it
into
from Grand
Silicon
Theft Auto.
Valley.
I mean, Saints Row has deviated so much at this
Oh,
point.
absolutely.
And
They
games
actually
like
announced
Skyrim
a new game,
and
which
The
was kinda cool
Witcher,
stuff
you
to
know,
do.
are fantasy games, so you don't really get the same kind of feel
Yeah.
out of them. But
Okay, so that was the main character,
Yeah.
or this is the main character of the game. Like I said, one thing I wanted you to notice is that, and you know, for people who are more about gameplay, you know, whatever, but the animations are they're top notch, man. Also, you're gonna be able to 3D print guns now with metal, so like you can get creative with like guns and shit, I guess.
this is
Also,
starting
one
to feel like a music video.
Oh yeah, but the parkour is so fucking cool. That, like, I watched a video of the mocap and it was really cool. Also, like when he pulls out his HCXD or whatever the fuck it is from Black Ops, he'll actually like sit down cross-legged and be on it. Like it's kind of neat.
You know what this kind of reminds me of? If like Grand Theft Auto and games like
So we had to decide
Cyberpunk and
Look at this right here,
things
boom,
we
boom.
No, it looks great.
wanted Marcus to do.
That was
And we're
neat.
not talking about fighter, but he's got some interest.
Cyberpunk and Shadowrun, right? It's almost a mix of like Grand Theft Auto and that.
We got it.
And we'll give them props. The animations look a lot better than a lot of their previous games.
When we say we want to
Okay,
make a
they're
game
definitely
about
going for the
hacking,
anonymous
really
feel
a
there.
hacker, it's a culture.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
you can have
Talking about it
various
right now.
motivations. The motivation
You're a DedSec hacker. You're a member of a community, and you're doing
sort of the spirit of
Because in the
DedSec
first
as
game you were
heroes. What if their spirit is
Aiden
still
Pierce,
rooted
and
in the
you kind of met
physical
other hackers, but you were just
we're
like a
gonna
lone
have
hacker.
fun
In
with
this,
it,
you're
but they still
like
have
part of a
something
group of
important
people.
to say.
So there'll be multiple characters and stuff you're
tapping
talking
into the
with.
horror genre, tapping into the internet culture with all the memes and also all the visual language of the internet.
fight to preserve a sense of freedom. They don't want people to abuse tech to take control over people. But, you know, I'm not saying they are.
I want to cut right off.
the new idea for
Thanks,
hacking in
YouTube.
Watchdogs 2 is
They
to
have them
let the
twice
player
now, so.
create his own solutions.
I think the
So
guy
you
who
have a
made
lot
this
more
video on
control,
YouTube
a
just
lot
kind of
more
cut all the
flexibility
important
in
parts
how you
together.
hack the world.
Probably.
So one big category.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
One of the
Yeah.
big things of Watchdogs is hacking vehicles. I think this is the world. And if you can hack
It's
it,
actually really
drive
scary
system of a
because
car,
like
you
this
can pretty much drive
happens
it wherever
or
you want.
is possible to happen in real life. They had instances with a lot of the luxury cars that are completely automated by computer systems where people have figured out how to hack those
One of the-
systems.
Well, that's an actual real concern that
Yeah,
people
yeah.
have
Every
with
car.
and
the
this is
future
just
of
kind
cars.
of exacerbates.
Exacerbates.
Thank you. That situation.
The thing I really like about this is they're promising that you'll be able to hack a lot more things, including that robot you saw drive up. But you'll be able to hack every single car in the game. So if you want a
So if
car
you
to
wanna
drive
play the
forward or
game
backward, you
completely
can use this mobile cover or drive it into people and shit, which I think is a cool addition.
One of the things that people kind of like.
Where's
that we've
BB-8,
done
dude?
is we've created toys for
I think
Watchdogs.
they showed him.
He has an RC jumper. He's got little wheels, and he's even got this little robotic arm that he can sort of deploy, and he can interact with things. He can unplug things and replug them and take out screws. It's a neat little toy. And then the other gadget he's got is this quadcopter.
The guy showed his face for half
And
a
it's
second.
more about scouting and being the eye in the sky.
The original video is a lot more
Zipping through the
prolonged.
city. It feels like you're flying.
Another branch, which is kind of connected to it.
And you can hack them in multiple ways. For example, I could hack one person and distract them, have their phone ringing so they look at their phone to create a distraction. Which is, well, why only hack one if you could hack them all?
Hack the
One
planet.
thing that
Which I think is cool because in the
really
last game you could
So
hack
that means
one
you can
person
play a
and they had to be a
mission,
special
full
person to
gun
do it.
blazing. That's the way
Now
they
they're
like to
promising
play.
you can hack every single
Full
person in the
stealth.
game.
Or through hacking only, project yourself in computers, take control of electronics, influence people, and try to get to your goal that way.
we try to really support all players and also allow players to combine and mash these styles and play together too. If you've been playing a certain way for a while, we want the game to kind of challenge you to try different things, but also not force you into playing the game a certain way.
We work to improve the driving, make it, and adding a lot of physics and feel to all the vehicles. So we
And
keep
whoever
the depth,
edited
but
this
have more
video,
accessibility.
Is an
The team is
asshole.
super happy.
Yeah.
If you're watching this and you
I
did
think
this,
gamers will be just
fuck you. But
Fucking quads, dude.
We
Yeah.
are very excited. We start doing that in Watchdogs 1.
Who
so we're
edited
expanding
this?
on that.
Some guy.
Cross path with friends in the scene. So you playing in single player and you're crossing path.
Apparently
with
you can
another
play with
player
other people,
who's also
too.
playing in single
Yeah,
player.
that
Both
might be a
of you
selling
are
point for
members
me
of
Yeah.
because I don't.
Because in the
You
last
swap
game,
out
people
your
couldn't
members,
invade
say
you
hello,
like Dark
hit the
Souls.
button,
Okay.
and form a co-op team.
And now you actually do co-op.
It's an example of how those things work together to create magical gameplay moments.
The animations are really good.
The city of San Francisco and the whole Bay Area is exciting. It's vast. And you're going to find a ton of things to do that are unique to you.
Basically, create a situation that you start laughing at and you say, wow, this happened, and you want to share it with friends.
You don't want to just be like a roller coaster or a theme park ride where I go through all the same beats. as
I love that they
everyone else.
added the seals because when I actually
What you wanted
went to San
to
Francisco,
have
there
doing.
was a lot of seals there.
That can
Really?
be
It's weird, yeah.
multiplayer, that
There was
can
like
be
fucking a
focusing on
shitload. It's not like a
stories,
rare thing.
That can be just exploring.
I'm sure
the
anybody
world.
who's actually there knows
Whichever
that, but like
activity
when I went there, I was like,
you
there's
The only
a
time
lot
I've
of
really seen
seals
a
hanging
lot
out
of
here.
them is when I went to the
That's
seal
kind of
caves in Oregon when
Yeah.
I was in high school.
Or texture maps,
That was pretty cool.
vehicles. You just start. This is it. It exists.
Come with a sequel that really does a lot of new things. That has a lot of
Such a
surprises.
bad editing
It's a
job.
great
Yeah.
feeling.
In the end, there's nothing more. Looking at something, understand it.
Apologies.
Oh, they see it, they know.
Yeah. So besides the shitty editing, fucking IGN, Jesus.
They didn't do that. They didn't do that. So, based off what you saw, does it look interesting to you? Not as opposed to the first game, but now, like, do you think it looks like a game you are interested in at all?
A little bit.
Yeah.
The same as I feel with like when I see a trailer for like Grand Theft Auto, I'm always like oh that's neat, oh that's neat, oh that's neat. But then like in the back of my head, I'm like, I've played every Grand Theft Auto, and I know I'm gonna play for a few hours, and the open world nature of it, I'm just gonna be like, I'm done, because I need direction, which I know is a personal problem. It's not an issue people are gonna have with the game, but personally, that's a difficult one for me. Now, the co-op feature, though, if that
was wondering if that's a
is
selling
easy
point.
to do,
Yeah.
that will bump it up for me.
Yeah.
Because
It's funny how that works. For
It
me.
is.
For me, too.
co-op almost assuredly, this is terrible, but almost
Yeah.
assuredly sells a game for me, because if there's anything I like better than a good game, it's a good game that I can play with someone that I
Absolutely.
enjoy playing games
Absolutely.
with. And if I can do that, even a mediocre game becomes better because of that. So
Yeah.
hopefully, it's not like a Souls or a Bloodborne or type game where like it's a little more of a pain in the ass to play with your friends.
Or an Ubisoft game where you can't connect with people
yeah,
because their servers fucking
their
suck.
servers are
And their networking
Shoddy.
fucking sucks. Yeah, no, that makes complete sense, and I'm in the same boat. I've always said since I was younger that fucking every game should have multiplayer, whatever the capacity, because games are fun. We all love games. Single player games are great. Multiplayer games are great, but like when you can share an experience with your friends, you already have friends. You like talking with them. You like hanging out with them. What's better than fucking playing a fun fucking game or a mediocre game that you can fucking talk about with friends who are also there with you experiencing the same thing?
well, look at
Good.
a great example. Earth Defense Force, right?
Absolutely.
That game is quite mediocre, to be honest.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
fun factor's there, though. And
Yeah.
playing with somebody, that fun factor increases. Because that fucking crazy situation where all of a sudden a fucking, an ant or a spider fucking just knocks you across and someone else witnesses that moment with you makes it better. Same could be said for any game. So, like, if you have this game, you have that crazy moment where you're driving a car and the dude is in the fucking passenger seat with you, let's say, and they're the ones doing all the hacking where you're trying to fucking
That'd be
get
awesome.
away. That's going to make a solid experience.
Yeah.
So I really hope that they nail that.
Yeah. Couple things I want to say real quick though that I noticed as improvements for me as a person who played the original Watchdogs. The parkour looks awesome. I love the traversal. I love how good it looks.
Yeah.
I also like the more hacking you can do. It's awesome. It's a huge point because the last game was lacking in that. It was a cool idea, but they didn't realize it.
Well, they're advertising it. It needs to be there. Like, you're a fucking hacker. Why aren't you hacking shit? So,
the locale is really neat. I would love to see a virtual San Francisco done well. And the gun 3D printing is interesting because I feel like that's going to open up the gates for like different upgrades and like changing your weapon as you're using it. Overall, I think this game is taking the core of what was good with Watchdogs and actually listening, hopefully, we'll see, to what people didn't like about the last one or felt underwhelmed with, and they're fixing that. And that's all I can fucking hope for, and that's all I can wish for, because the first one had promise, but was underwhelming. This one looks like they're fixing all the stuff. And also, if they're going to add customization, don't fucking add it if you're not going to fucking really put anything into it. But if you're going to do it, let me fucking change my hat, my shirt, my fucking pants. Don't
not
fucking...
just colors.
Not the same outfit over and over with different colors. That was so fucking boring. It didn't need to be done. If they didn't add that at all, I would have never really thought about it. But they added it, and it's fucking bullshit. And hopefully the storyline's good. But, you know, a lot of Ubisoft games, their storylines are...
this seems to be a pretty common theme, and no offense, Europe, but with European games.
Yeah. Yeah,
Japan and USA seem to be a little better.
Aside from CD Projekt Red.
Yeah,
you guys are doing great.
You guys are great. Fucking keep it up.
Swedish companies, though, they self-admit, like DICE, that we're not good at story.
Systems,
and Minecraft. But overall, I'm not completely sold yet, but I am interested. I didn't think I would be. I watched this, and I was like, let's see more of it. So I want to see more of it. I'm already a little pumped for it, but not too much to the point where I want to buy it for $60, because I did that before, and it did not pan out well for me.
You know what, though? E3 is literally less than a week away, so I guarantee we see this game again.
Oh, yeah.
I would be excited to see something new. So we'll see.
Yeah, so with that, let us know in the comments below. Are you excited for Watch Dogs 2? Are you interested? Do you not give a fuck? Did you play the last one? Did you, was it underwhelming for you? Did you not play it? Because fucking that game looks stupid, because it kind of was. Let us know. But that's going to do it for this Tasty Bit. As always, thank you for watching. Make sure to check us out on Tumblr, Twitter, Tasty Gaming. Check us out on Twitch, Sleep Division. Like, subscribe if you enjoyed this episode. Make sure to share it with your friends. We're trying to get our subscriptions up.
We're almost at 50, guys.
Almost at 50. It's not a whole lot, but for us, that's awesome. I love that there's even 40-some people.
I'll say, we're doing this for fun, but
exactly. For the friends,
50
for us.
people, that'd be great.
But yeah, as always, my name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
And until the next episode, which is Friday, Tasty Cast, 3 hours long. It's really good.
Dude, listen to it.
Check it out. We'll see you then. Take it easy, guys.